Hi, thanks for watching this video. My name is William Liu, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how we can create a connection using Excel and VBA and a little bit of SQL. In my previous video I showed you how you can create a pivot table using the data which is stored in your Access database, and the way we did that was just insert a pivot table and choose the external data source, which was the Access file and the corresponding table. Now I'm going to move over to a new sheet and show you how we can actually do the same just by entering in some code. So let's start by pressing Alt F11, which brings us to the VBA editor, and insert a new module. I'm going to call this get pivot EPL. I'll start first by defining the location of the Access file, including the name and its extension. I already typed it in. And then in the active workbook, I'm going to create a pivot cache. Oops, went there too fast. Which will be externally based, because obviously the file is from an external database, not inside Excel. And now I'm going to, since I have to repeat this part of the code 3 times, I'll just make use of with and the connection that I'm going to open is OLEDB provider equals Microsoft.ace.OLEDB.12.0, which is the corresponding connection for Access 2007. If you use Access 2003, then another connection applies, and this you can look up on the internet. Just Google it, and then probably it's 4.0. The user ID is just a standard, and finally the data source refers to the location, which I've defined earlier, so I'll just type in this one. And then I need to enter a command text, which is basically the same as SQL coding you see while performing some queries. So I'll just, for the sake of simplicity, select all fields from the table. I believe, I'm not sure if it's E0. The table is called E0, yes. Alright, from this table, select all fields from this table. And finally, based on the pivot cache, which got its data from this connection, thus this file, Access, I will create a pivot table. Why it's not create pivot table, and the location will be active sheet.range C3 close parentheses and width. Okay, so this is the coding. Firstly, define the path, open a cache and its corresponding connection, use SQL to to define the table, and then create a pivot table with the fields that you selected from the command text. I'm going to go out of this editor again, and then add a button, insert, and connect it to this VBA coding. Change it to get pivot, and finally see if it works. Yes, it does. And here I can create the same table that I just did in my previous tutorial, again with the same variables, the same fields. So actually, you can also add some additional coding which predefines what should be put in any of these boxes, and that I will show you in the next tutorial. So thanks for watching, and see you next video. Thanks. Bye.